right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Summit 3 presented by Gigabyte China. We are in the qualifier for Phase 2 action in what we may call the winner bracket final matchup between EHOME and LGD Gaming. In a best-of-3 series, we just saw LGD pretty much do as they pleased in Game 1 and really took it to EHOME. It took about a half-hour time, but Sylar with a 16-0 Morphling performance was just pretty impressive overall. So we'll have to see if they're going to be able to close this series out 2-0 or if EHOME are going to be able to stay alive and take it to a Game 3. I'm KotLGuy bringing you the coverage for Beyond the Summit, and I got a good buddy here joining me remotely, Team Secret, who have already made it into the Summit House. We got their captain, Puppey, joining me. How's it going, friend? So pretty dominant performance from LGD Game 1. We'll see if EHOME can kind of even things up here, huh?
As you can see, the picks are showing you how they're thinking right now. The last game that you just saw was pretty much like no thinking, go, fast mid, push right now, and the picks are going, let's just start out with a storm ban, right? Maybe they will give us Batrider, so let's just ban out Advantage. Batrider ban, Shadow Fiend pick, Wisp, Lina, right away tied until let's go. Troll, Juggernaut ban, we don't care, gonna go with our plan. Both teams have a very set plan, pretty much. They just want to fight, kind of. They're fighting with picks already.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It started out pretty nice and easy, and I'm like, oh, good. We might actually get to see the first pick here, you know, before I get the videos out of the way, and then they just pick everything right up. Both teams pass over the troll in the first wave of picks, and then quickly ban it out. I don't know if they just like realize, like, oh, troll was there. Let's get rid of him.
That is a weird thing. I have watched a lot of games on LGD's pick side, and I have not seen a single game where LGD played as troll, but I've seen them ban troll and people ban troll against them. I mean, I got it, you know, then troll is not obviously in the pick phase, but I don't see them pick it also.
You know, you're right. I'm looking here. I conveniently do have their little Dota buff page, and I am looking through, and I am not seeing any troll at all. None. I see a sniper here, maybe an axe there, a jug, but they never play troll. This has got to be something of note for most teams. I've never seen a team that just never plays troll flat out. That's crazy. So something they don't really care for, or they just seem to have the answer. But they are able to pick up the infamous MMY Wisp side by side with Alina, so that's not too shabby. The last time they played Wisp was about 9 days ago against IG, and they paired it up with the PA, so it could be something we look for there. And they conveniently did have a brew in that game as well, so I'm going to do four shadows of potential PA to be picked up here, Puppey, on the side of LGD. That'll be my casual guess as a gaster. Do you think it would work in this kind of lineup, though, against Shadow Fiend, Tidehunter, Lion? Never mind, forget that, Puppey. It's a tiny.
It's tiny.
It's a tiny. All right.
Sometimes PA works out really well. We'll maybe tend to pick up Witch Doctor or some other heroes that have a lot of like Storm. Storm has problems against PA because Storm's attacks are obviously physical, and they're very important for Storm to get those hits off, no matter what the case is. But 50, like it's not like you're gonna farm an MKB on a Storm at whatever time of minutes and stuff. So PA has essentially a 50% evasion quite a long time against Storm, or like the whole game. So it's already like a big deal if you have like Storm, Witch Doctor, some other carry that does not pick up MKB or something like that. And then you got PA in the game where you're like, God damn it, I can't do anything against this hero, and she just gets to freely farm on the map. Because even if you try to kill her, it's going to take a while. And that's not good if you have to take a while to kill a PA.
It does make a lot of sense. We haven't seen PA much as of recent, but I guess you can almost say the same for Storm because he pretty much gets banned out in the first phase for all these kind of games on the eastern side of Dota. But Tiny Wisp, something that LGD haven't had to pull out really ever in their last 2 weeks of gameplay. So they're going to have to, you know, dust off their old Tiny Wisp skills, given that they might have ran it in scrims, but we'll have to see here. But we are anticipating maybe a dual lane here. Now, I have seen this done before, Puppey, and you let me know. Now, they already have a Tidehunter, so this is not an off-lane Bristleback. They might be putting this Bristleback in the mid lane to go against Tiny Wisp. I've seen it pretty successful from time to time, and I think it's something they could go for here and then just throw Shadow Fiend in the safe lane.
5 seconds remaining.
They could also put Bristleback top lane and Tidehunter middle if they wish so.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because maybe Bristleback will have a better time against the Panda by maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lina, of course, or something like that. Anyway, the fact is that Bristleback can maybe stand a better chance on top lane rather than Tidehunter, but you'll never know that. It's a Viper
Dire
pickup, so
team
this is some goofy stuff going on.
Yeah.
As I see.
This is pretty greedy overall. I mean, all these picks from LGD would love to get their own bit of share of gold and some items underway, but this is just kind of like, I guess they're just getting the Viper because they see a Bristleback come up and a Tidehunter and a Shadow Fiend, and he's like, well, I'll be able to lay in a
10
pretty good Viper
seconds
strike,
remaining.
try to kite them as much as possible and not allow that Bristleback to really
5
be a big
seconds
problem
remaining.
later on. But
Could be a Yao Panda off lane.
that's true.
Could be.
Reserve
Doesn't
time.
have to be, but could be.
I mean, do they really have other good options? I mean, other than that, it's like, yeah,
10
throw
seconds
Viper in
remaining.
the off lane. If they do anticipate, like you said, if they throw Bristleback in the safe lane as a solo, then it would work out nicely for the Viper there. And it is going to be a farming Bristleback as ZYF just promptly grabs it. We'll have to see if it's going to be in the mid lane or not. The last pick, though, is a Skywrath Mage. Any sort of significance to that seems a bit
I saw Nyx
outta here.
ban out, and when Nyx gets banned out like that, it's quite obvious that they just don't want to. They just want to pick like a hero like Skywrath, who has a big int gain, and you just burn his mana out on the lane, and then the Skywrath doesn't do anything. So it was fairly obvious, but I don't think LGD Gaming gave two shits about the Nyx ban, really.
Yeah, I think they already kind of had a plan in motion. They're not going to be too worried about not getting the opportunity to grab up a Nyx. The Nyx
10
didn't really pop out as
seconds
something
remaining.
that would be good against the first 4 that have been snagged from EHOME, but
5 seconds
they must be
remaining.
putting a lot of value in the Skywrath Mage and what he can kind of bring here, which seems a bit peculiar. I mean, he's going to be good. Maybe they're just valuing him in the laning phase where he can really be that bully. I mean, I don't know how many games.
Skywrath is a good hero against LGD Gaming heroes.
Prepare for battle.
Pretty much almost every hero, besides Viper maybe. But oh, my game is not even moving.
Oh, that means you got that. Just all you got to do is reconnect to the game, and then it'll work. That's perfect world for you.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. It's happened to me
Did I
plenty of
reconnect?
times. Just disconnect, reconnect. Don't like completely leave the whole game, but you know what I
Oh
mean.
come on!
If
I
you
almost
wanna-
did that.
If you want to ditch me, then so be it. Oh,
No,
the
I'll
game's
just
lagging. I
cast
gotta
from
go.
here, man.
Bye, KotLGuy. Bye. And then you just suddenly leave.
Nah, I'll cast blind.
They'll
Have you
cast
done
blind.
that yet?
What a guy. I'll have to serious play-by-play it so you know what's going on.
No, what's serious play-by-play? I'm gonna give you the play-by-play. And here's Xiao 8 probably going bottom lane to check if anybody has placed a ward and stuff. And
Yeah, you did it.
but I'm in the game now, so I can't do this.
Well, I mean, you were pretty close. He was over there guarding out for the ward, so you know what? Of all the people, I'm sure you could have done a nice job casting the game without even seeing it, so that would be
I
your
mean, I
first.
saw it already. Like I started seeing it, so I
Oh,
wanted to say it, but I was in the game already. So this.
Oh, come on. We could have let you go with being like one of the best.
No,
ever.
man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Don't worry.
All right. What a guy. What a good guy. But here we go.
Oh, what a guy!
What
man.
a guy. What a player. He's just so
Yeah.
smart, right? But here we go. EHOME taking on LGD in
The
game
battle
number
begins.
2. It is LGD with the 1-game advantage here, looking to close this series out 2-0. Lead out your introductions here as EHOME do get settled in their lanes. DDC playing your Skywrath Mage is going to block out the camp, and they are going to be rolling with the Bristleback here to take it to him. ZYF playing that Bristleback as he tries to go toe-to-toe with whatever it will be. And, oh, look at, there's actually an audible change up here on the other side. And
Yep.
there's a Viper. He wasn't hoping for a Viper to be there, I'm sure. But it is going to be the Viper Wisp, it looks like. So MMY Wisp and the maybe Viper. And it's just dual lanes here from both sides, Puppey. Skywrath Mage is there to also help out.
That's a Soul Ring recipe going on for Wisp. That's no bottle. That's
The
That's
Tranquil.
some stuff right there.
Is this going to be the Tranquil Soul Ring Wisp? It happens sometimes. Usually more often than not, it's just get the bottle right away and make some good use out of it. But I have seen times as well where you get your Wisp who just wants to instantly inject mana into whoever he's tethered to. I don't know if mana is that important this game. I guess it helps with like Brew and everyone, but it's just a different style, I suppose, for your Wisp play. MMY, I
I
guess.
mean, you're gonna have a
is
really
good.
annoying Lina at some point who just runs around waving people.
Yeah, always has mana to work with. That will be really interesting to see. Well, I guess we could just kind of file through the rest. It's Sylar going to be playing your Tiny as he's side by side with Xiao Wade on the Lina. They're going against ROTK and the opposite side playing your off-lane Tidehunter, something he's played many a time, even in a day and age where we don't see Tidehunter much anymore in the off-lane. He'll still rep it if necessary, and well, along at the top, Lanham on his Lion, and Flame is going to be doing another visit to his Shadow Fiend, this time in the safe lane, and DDC, who had been flying around right now in his Skywrath Mage. But Puppey, how do we feel about this Yao offlane Brewmaster in the matchup where he is right now? I mean, he's already at level 2, and he's doing fine finding XP. I don't think he's going to run into too much trouble here on his offlane Brew. He just might not get as luxurious farm as you typically would in like a mid lane setup, but Lanham is here to bully him back now.
I mean, it's pretty bad for a Pandit being in this position, because this is the whole levels he's going to get, and he's going to have Thunderclap, witnessing first blood. Somewhere in the Lina with the Wisp combination.
Yep, they get the quick snag as they take down, of all people, it's ROTK, way far away from his off lane. I guess that it was just him trying to go for that rune, and unfortunately there was a couple of supports there waiting for him, and well, they take him down. I don't want to be going too far from mid lane now, as it's DDC who grabbed at the top rune, which was Invis. Had eyes towards mid lane there, but yeah, he's not going to find any opportunity quite yet, so they might head back towards the top lane anyways. So, well, it is going to be LGD who strike first.
I do want to like say some stuff about how that went down, and it's exactly the same as last game. They picked some heroes. They picked Lina. I'm pretty sure that they want to support Lina over like mid Lina, probably throughout the whole time, because I can see that they favor Lina a lot. It's Xali just gonna play it straight up. Anyway, RTK is moving around here. Xali might start running. He does not have boots, but the boots are coming on chickens, so right now it's not profitable for him to actually start running after this Tidehunter.
I think we need to keep eyes on top, though. That's where they're smoked up and looking to come in from behind.
Gank.
Yeah, there's...
Shadow Fiend is fairly far, though.
Alright, they have to get him down quick.
The clap will come out, though.
Yeah, they'll slow him down.
Yeah,
and
run away.
Okay, Arcane Bolt, can he snipe him? Maybe he can. Oh, man. That was probably just enough to take him down. Convenient enough to get that last little Arcane Bolt.
He had a 100...
ROTK.
Wow.
It's like he almost might go down the same spot. He will. It's like the same exact spot where he went down the first time, so we may have missed first blood, or at least I didn't catch it on camera, but that is probably a bit of the same as what happened.
Yeah, we saw it again. You know?
Yeah, in case you missed it, there's your instant replay of ROTK going down. So, you know, taking it back to Dota Pit with their instant replays.
He's going to get tossed.
Oh, see you later. Tosses him right back into the tether where he's going to get slowed and stunned up. He goes down. LGD now ahead 3-1 in this early game.
The rune at bottom lane against 4 heroes, because Wisp is like the best rotation hero. You just don't go on that rune. Just give it away. Just control top rune. Don't have to be so greedy, because they want to control both runes for some reason. And we all know what happens when you're too greedy.
Yeah, you go down like ROTK probably, as he really wanted to get that rune, and both times he went for it, he went down. So we'll see if he's learned his lesson here as he makes himself back to the off lane. He is level 4, but you have Sylar on the other side who's level 5. He just finished out his power treads. He's in pretty good position to get all the free farm, and RTK again, he's on the move, heading right back towards that mid lane here, where Lanham has been kind of solo farming as his Lion for a little while now, because they've let the Bristleback go back and just kind of farm up these stacks in the jungle nearby. So, bit of a lane swap here from EHOME. Just trying to see if they can find a spot to get someone like ROTK a bit of extra farm.
Well, as I was trying to say about before the action started, the Viper pick was a confusing one. For maybe, there's another fight going on in Rune Spots almost. Yeah, he just doesn't care apparently. The Whispers were fairly close, so they don't really want to take this fight. There's a new ward placed on. They might have seen it, but you would have to take a good close-up look on the ward being placed, because you didn't see the Lion placed it though. And that the ward is going to come from the Lion, because I did not expect that at all.
Money to burn.
But the Viper again.
The
Viper, it was banned last game, I think, by EHOME when they picked up Shadow Fiend Vengeful Spirit. They did not want Viper to be middle, apparently. I'm not really sure if they only play it middle or easy lane or whatever the case is, but Viper can cause a lot of problems to a Shadow Fiend mid solo. He can, doesn't have to, but and he can cause a lot of problems to an easy laner too. So especially when ROTK always goes to the off lane, you can not always, but specifically when the hero is Tidehunter, you could always think about it. But they switched it around, but I'm not really sure if they needed to do these moves. The tower goes down bottom lane, was a slow push, but they have nothing to answer it with. And they kind of got into that trap, and everything works out for LGD again.
Yeah, well, this time EHOME, hopefully they don't get a little too tilty and try to get back on course here, as they do have a Viz, and ooh, stun's not going to catch from Zhao Wei. Help is there from MMY, and Sylar suddenly shows up, dishes out his combo, does really big damage onto him. Bristle persistent though, running right on through. He ends up going down, and it ends up being a one-man
like
drop.
9 HP.
I know, he's like, I barely got the hell out of there. I don't know what happened, but he's got to get the hell back, and he will. That was an attempted gank from EHOME that they end up losing their Bristle, of all people, the ZYF Bristle, and now
middle.
DDC mid lane. Boop, boop, boop. He's dead. Convenient relocate comes in, and he's not going anywhere, and it's just another kill for them. 5-1 now for LGD. Now they have a relocate to worry about, Puppey. This is not looking good. This is feeling like another potential snowball built up for LGD. And EHOME, they got to be able to shake this off and find their way back into the game.
Well, as the last time I've seen EHOME play, they tend to be aggressive themselves to go like off lane with a tri lane and give ROTK farm on the easy lane, just to have these situations happen. I don't know what's gonna happen mid lane, but I'm not sure if they can kill anything there.
Yeah,
kind of like baiting these moves.
They need ROTK to get level 6, get that Ravage. That might help things out a bit. And as far as like Ancients go, they're not really being stacked for them. It's been a bit of an awkward game. So being able to just kind of step back and take that moment to find a little bit of that, what I call me time, to farm it on up, just doesn't seem as easy in this kind of situation. So he's got to find something somewhere. And it looks like it's going to be bottom lane. We should be able to build up to that level 6 and get a bit of farm, but it's gonna take a while before we get that Tidehunter blink underway. I mean, he might need to stop off for like arcanes or whatever first and foremost.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Even the comeback factor for EHOME seems like it might be a bit off, but they are able to get the D ward on that high ground. They place one themselves. But
EHOME has a very good lineup against the Tiny Wisp. By far one of the better lineups to play against Tiny Wisp, because how Requiem of Souls works, how Tidehunter's Anchor Smash works against Tiny. You can remove all the damage that the Tiny does for like 5 seconds, and that's already enough to like do things, but a gank comes out in plane.
They spot him briefly, and MMY is quick to react with his relocate, brings in Sylar, and they take down the Shadow Fiend and push their lead ahead now 6-1. I mean, it just seemed like they spotted him and they relocated. It was that quick. Now they're trying to maybe get something here on Zhao Wei. They lead in with the concussive shot, but he kind of steps up in a way, and they don't really know who could be behind him. I mean, if we look from their view, they're in the dark as far as their own jungle, and they're not going to pursue anything. So LGD just kind of take this time to take away a bit of the extra farm that's been built up on the side, and I'm sure they'll pull back in a way.
Well, the problem is right now a little bit of farm will go through and Lina will have more farm than the Bristleback. Wisp already is ahead of Bristleback, and top 6 of net worth is almost standing there. Actually, Bristle just dropped an item. Random. Oh, TK is gonna solo Ravage? No, Tiny's gonna get inside there too, but it's very hard to do anything here. There's still a mech up, although Panda dies.
They do get the Panda. They end up taking down ROTK. Toss on forward. Lanham should go down. Will go down. Maybe gets the one.
I mean, they can't fight this. There's gonna be a mech.
Yeah, this is too tough.
Tiny's gonna have both of his spells up.
Oh, he's not even gonna get the Requiem off. And then the mech's not even gonna be used. Inflame uses his own, but he ends up going down. MMY gonna get healed up, and of course that's gonna get transferred through the tether as well. And they just lob the Bristle on top of Skywrath Mage. He gets squished. And now they could just simply orb walk down this Bristle, but he is getting off a lot of quills and enough to take down Sylar. Just a bit too much.
Wisp.
Wisp is back. Tethers up with maybe. There's going to be that sweet little bit of fountain regen, and they should get ROTK down. Ultra kill for maybe. When it's all said and done, this is looking a lot like last game, Puppey. 12-3 now for LGD. They just keep on fighting. This is not what we said.
Both teams really just want to fight, and whoever comes ahead just came ahead that one day. Next day, you know, whatever. Let's bang our heads together and see whose, you know, skull is stronger.
Not very characteristic for a lot of the Chinese and Eastern Dota, though. They seem always very slow and methodical when they play. But these two teams have been squaring up. Like
it really depends. It really depends, though, because it's just that how this game has developed these days. Chinese used to always enjoy doing this, but yeah, another fight again.
Lanham's just dead. I mean, it's not much of a fight when Lanham just gets caught out and taken down, and they're looking at the same even on DDC. I mean, their supports are starved. They're going to go down. All right, buyback. Lanham looking to get something out of it here. If they don't win a big fight here, this could be a disaster from here on out, and it looks like Bristle's going to go down. Oh, emphatic little Laguna there on the backside. Doesn't care about no bristly back. Just shoots him on down. And now after the Cyclone, Inflame's going to get dropped, and this Viper is just going to continue to just right-click them down. There is going to be the finger to fly out, but yeah, they just back it up. They get him down. This is going to be a quick series here, Puppey. It looks like.
Tyler is just top lane like, good job, guys, good job, good job, good job. Nice.
Keep it up, keep it up. That's it, we're done.
Okay.
12, 13 minutes is all it takes. Well, okay, that's the series, and that is LGD advancing on forward into the finals, where they are going to face up now against the winner of Hyper Glory Team and Team EHOME. I would love to know what the hell that says right there, Puppey. That is just ridiculous. So, well, any last thoughts as far as this game or maybe the series, because both games almost felt the same.
You know what the hilarious part is? RTK captaining against KotLGuy captaining. It's pretty much what happened right here. This is all it is.
So do you think they might need to change that up for their next series? Are they going to be losing faith as far as their captain, or they're just going to have to hope that this was a bit of a fluke and just kind of stay headstrong?
I think it was definitely a fluke. I don't think LGD played like really well or something like that. I mean, they played really good, but it wasn't an amazing game to even analyze in any way. And EHOME just played a little bit worse, but quite sloppy in any cases. But this is pretty much a classic. This is going to be a classic from now on. KotLGuy 2-0 already against RTK. Maybe RTK will come back. Pow, some panda pick himself.
Yeah, we could certainly see a bit of a run back. I mean, it's just going to be on EHOME.
This matchup right here should have been like best of 11, and then we would have had a match or something.
Best of 11. Okay, we would have been here for like 2 days. I mean, if you're down to cast it.
Are you joking? We would be here for 3 hours possibly.
If the games are like that, that is true. I mean, if the games are going to be like that, then it would only take a couple of hours, I'm sure, for a best of 11.
These seemed like these games seemed like LGD and EHOME scrim against each other a lot.
Yeah.
And they just tap out after 13 minutes and stuff. Okay, GG, go next or something like that. It's pretty much how it seemed like. Because that's how it played. They're like, okay, I want SF Tide combo. Okay, I want Tiny Wisp, Lina, I'll go Viper and stuff, and just go and scrim and just let's get our morning coffee and first games of the day going and stuff.
I mean, I guess the nice thing for EHOME is it's not elimination, so they can afford to get away with some quick games and be able to still have a second life. Now it's going to be against Hyper Glory Team, and I don't know if they're going to be playing the game in a same way, where they're just going to try to quickly get out some matches and throw their bodies against the wall. So we'll have to see how that matchup's going to go. I believe that's going to be happening tomorrow, but we're going to have LGD now waiting in the winner's circle, and they will have the winner's advantage into that best of 5, which I believe means that they just automatically win the coin toss for games 1, 3, and 5, if I heard correctly. So, Puppey, we didn't get to cast very long today, unfortunately, is the sad news, but we are all done here. So, if you wouldn't mind,
was that an hour or something?
I think it was, right? The game was scheduled to start at 9:30 a.m. my time. It's about 11. We did start a little bit late, plus the time in between. Yeah, it was about an hour of of gameplay, if even that. So that was pretty swift.
That's
so
pretty good.
that was easy for you to co-cast, I'm sure. But we'll look forward to seeing if maybe we can get you in for maybe a little bit more action. We'll see. But thanks so much again for joining me, man. It's always fun, and I know you had the time off, and we do appreciate you just kind of bringing in your super insight while you give back to everyone in the Dota community. So if you want to show your love and the support to Puppey there, catch him over on his Twitter at, I'm going to try this again, Clementinator? I don't know, man. I try.
How do you feel like it's a hard thing to say?
I don't know. It's like all caps. It like throws me off a bit. Like I don't want to say it wrong, I guess is what it is. Clementinator. Yeah? Like Terminator? I like that. I also want to say my wife loves you. She loved Navi just because of your name. I don't know if you ever get that a lot, but the ladies seem to love you just because you got the name Puppey.
What, Puppey?
They don't know anything about Dota. They just know Puppey. And they're like, what team is Puppey on? I want that team to win because he's Puppey.
That's
so.
a classic thing, man. Strategic name.
I know, man.
That, man.
You're a smart man. Let me tell you. That's not the first time either. I was talking to someone else, and they said the same exact thing with their, I believe, fiance. So you're very smart on the money with picking your name out. Let me tell you what. No one really finds Sylar very attractive as a name, at least from a female perspective. So. Yeah.
Oh, come on. In China, Sylar goes crazy, man.
I'm sure Sylar's probably a sexy name in China.
In China, I'm P God. You understand?
You're P God.
And I can
really.
And I even have 2 P's. PP God.
PP God. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Probably not as attractive to the ladies, but I'm sure in the bathroom.
Hey
it's
man,
pretty
ladies
awesome.
that like to get peed on or something are gonna go wild in China or some shit like that. I don't know.
Watch out, R. Kelly. Okay. All right, with that, we're getting a bit off course here. Let's just wrap things up. Thanks again, Puppey, for joining me. It was a pleasure.
Let's wrap things up. All right, goodbye.
All right, everyone, it was a pleasure. I'm KotLGuy. Catch me on my Twitter. This is Beyond the Summit. Hit that follow button. These VODs are going to be up on our YouTube channel. And, well, shout-outs to everyone for coming by and hanging out. But we are all done here. Look out for the rebroadcast. They'll be up in just a moment. Take care, everyone. More Dota coming throughout the day. See you later.